time for another episode of The Oil Stream with Dustin Nielson and Tom Gazzola, presented by Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen.
12:04 on Friday. You are with The Oil Stream. Dusty and Tommy Gazzola with you. You are listening on TuneIn or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. You can text us at 780-218-9999. Hockey Canada making it official. I thought this was embargoed until Monday, but they've tweeted it out from their own account, so I guess it's good to go. Bruce Boudreau has officially been named the head coach of Canada at the Spengler Cup. Boys.
Filthy.
It is happening. My God.
Your new best friend.
I hope so.
Step aside, Glenn.
I think, oh my God. Tommy, why are you so spicy today? Don't laugh at him, Maddie. Like, I'm unbelievable, this guy. Bruce Boudreau, Jim Playfair.
Okay.
Larry Mitchell and Jeff Tomlinson will be the coaching staff of the Spengler. But Bruce Boudreau, I think I saw earlier, making his head coaching international debut.
Really?
So he's going to be so cute, man. I just want to be standing next to Bruce when he like walks in to it was Valant Arena. I don't know if it's changed. I made a double check.
That's
on
a
that
cool
before
rink, though.
Anyway, when he walks in and sees this rink for the first time,
yeah,
he's gonna have that glowing smile on his face. I want to be there
with an ice cream cone in his hand.
Yeah, Bruce Boudreau eating ice cream in the Swiss Alps for Christmas. So anyway, that's confirmed.
That's
so
awesome.
That's excellent. I can't wait.
Look at
we
you.
had Mac T over there. It was Travis Green.
Mac T, my gym buddy.
He's your gym buddy?
Yeah.
What's this? What are you talking about?
We work out at the same fitness center.
Do you schedule times to go together?
No.
So do you ever see him there?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I said that.
I thought you just worked out at the gym in your house.
Not anymore.
Oh, so you're a gym guy now.
Well, yeah, but like an actual gym.
Yeah, gym.
Yeah, so Mac T.
So do you guys go in the morning together or?
Well, when it's convenient.
Yeah.
We don't go together, but we're there at the same time.
So he's not technically your gym buddy.
I'm just saying
he just happens to go to the same gym.
I could say he's my bar buddy, too, because we end up at the same restaurants and bars and happen to chat and have a beer together.
Yeah, but not everybody who goes to the bars are your bar buddies or your gym buddies. You know,
I'm using that.
Would he spot for you? That's my question.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
and vice versa.
Oh, maybe you are gym buddies then.
We have long conversations.
I want you to spot for Mac T at the gym.
Absolutely. Mac T's still he's a beast, man.
He's in fine shape.
He's in great shape. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in fine shape. That's for sure. All right, 780-218-9999. The Edmonton Oilers coming in after a loss that after that second period sure looked like it was going to be a win. So we'll get into some of that. Have you recovered from post game last night?
Man, that was wow, like the vitriol that was being spewed. I didn't expect. I thought, all right, that's a tough loss. It sucks for the fans that the hope of matching the franchise record win streak didn't happen the way it happened in the third period. I thought, okay, like I think people will look at the game overall. There'll be some feisty fans, but I think everyone would understand, hey, that was a good 8-game winning streak, and they ran into the best goalie probably in the world, and he played like it, and there would be some understanding. But no, as soon as I said, Stuart Skinner has been good for this team lately, and yes, I did acknowledge he had a bad third period multiple times, but I was just getting shredded.
You didn't rip on him enough, right?
Like, I guess not. And people like, you don't know goaltending. Tom, do you even watch goalies?
I saw one guy be like, Tommy, I know you played junior B, but I think that was in the inbox or
really?
something.
Whatever.
Oh, it was great.
But I had a former NHL goalie on in Joaquin Gage, and Joaquin, I like any smart host would do, you let the analyst who has the experience break it down. You provide a little bit of opinion, and sure, you want to mix it up a little bit and get people going. But I didn't even want to do that. I just said, this guy had won 7 in a row, his last 7 starts. This guy had won 10 of his last 13 starts. Yes, he had a bad period. He made some great saves in the second period, especially late in the second period. That diving blocker save on the doorstep was a great one. And yeah, the Kucherov goal I didn't particularly like, and then certainly not the third Stamkos goal. The second Stamkos goal, I was like, oh, he batted that out of the air. Like right away when it went in, I'm like, that's a goal scorer's goal. Like, that's Steven Stamkos. What we witnessed when he scored that goal, the second one yesterday, was just a beautiful play by Steven Stamkos. Did you like it the way Stuart Skinner played it? Probably not, but how many guys in the NHL, as good as they are hand-eye coordination-wise, because all of them are tremendous and they work on stuff like that, could have batted that in from a foot and a half up, bank it in off the goalie? Not many. And so I just got absolutely destroyed. And then I think you even stirred it up a little bit.
Sliding in.
I'm watching this thing and I'm like, is that Dusty?
From the Edmonton Sports Talk account.
Yeah,
too.
I'm like, is he really? Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God. So
well, what did I say?
You got people going.
Well, you know what? That's a good thing. Getting people going is a good thing. Like, people get fired up, right? So,
yeah, but it was like, I like when people get fired up.
I was planting little seeds just sitting back and watching everything unfold. It was great.
I do enjoy the chaos and the anger and emotion of postgame. I this is my 4th or 5th year now doing it. When I got to 1260, I took over for Dino eventually, and then but that's part of what I love about it. Like, you get the fired up passion of it. But yesterday, for a little bit, I'm like, whoa, this is kind of teetering on overboard here. So I had to be like, I acknowledge the bad third period. Yes, those were bad goals, but it wasn't enough. And some people were like, you are an idiot, stupid host. What is wrong with you? And they
called you a little Richard or whatever it was. Or whatever. That's what I
got
said.
called
Tommy,
a dickhead.
You can say dick in the post-game chat.
I know.
But you know, so part of me thinks, like, we know what happened there, right? That was 3 weeks of fans not being able to let loose on the team, right? And fans, I mean, you enjoy wins, but to be honest with me, like, many of you like to complain about what goes on in victory, and I think it was like they hadn't lost in so long that there was like some built up, even though there shouldn't have been a lot built up because they've been playing so well recently. Yeah. I think some people were just absolutely fired up about it. So it was fun. Can
I say too? I popped into a local establishment, not Kelly's. I was there a while ago, but just for
wait a second. When you say a while ago,
like last week,
you were there. Was it Friday night?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. So that's a week ago.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. I was talking to DVD on Saturday. He goes, I was out with Tommy last night.
Yeah.
And was that Saturday or Sunday? When night were you there?
I can't remember. Well, it was last
Saturday.
week.
It was Saturday, yeah.
We were there.
I was with DVD, and anytime he's like, oh, it's with Tommy. I said, you guys go to Kelly's? He goes, yeah, we went to Kelly's.
Yeah, but last night, no. But went with DVD for a quick beverage. And even where I went around the arena, people were wasted.
Really?
Like bad wasted.
I think I saw on that Yeg wave, there was 2 fights at the game last night.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of fans were still out.
Last night was Thursday.
Last night, that's why I was saying, like, so the post game was fun, but you want to, you're riled up, and at least it was a 7:00 start, so I was like, all right, like, I'll decompress, meet DVD for a quick beer or two, and get to this establishment, and lots of Oiler fans bombed, like,
really,
like sloppy bombed. And I'm not talking just dudes, I'm talking girls, older people, younger 18-year-olds.
When you say older people, are you talking like a bunch of 60-year-olds in there?
Oh yeah, and just like messy drunk.
What?
On a Thursday. I think it has to do with like holiday season and stuff. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe. Yeah, sure. I guess.
But I was just like, oh my goodness, and I thought to myself, maybe that explains some of the stupid comments in the nasty chat.
You think people were just hammered and not pissed off because you tried to defend Skinner?
Maybe. I'm trying to like go through the process of like, why were they so mad at me last night?
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a sloppy night of evidently in oil country.
That's wild.
On and off the ice, not in the third, not just.
Well, yeah, it was slop. Well, we'll get to it. So,
yeah.
Portions of the Oil Stream brought to you by Boston Pizza. If you're looking for a place to go to watch the game, be in the restaurant, in the lounge, Boston Pizza Lounge has you covered. They've got some great specials kicking around over there as well. $5 off of medium pizzas. You can't go wrong with that. You got $1 off of Canadian or Coors Light, plus 550 shots of Fireball, Jaeger, Burt Reynolds, Purple Rain, and Honey Jacks. You got the shots, you got the pizza, you got the specials on the beer. You got to be happy with what you're getting at Boston Pizza.
I feel like a
longtime
lot of
promoter of the Oil Stream.
I feel like a lot of people were taking advantage of those
that was happening last night, and the pizza probably.
Yeah,
pizza would have been good, unless you got the square footer. which are now available. Three different
Get the
three
Italian
different
one.
types of the square pizza, the Italian one. Hey, who do you think's more Italian, you or Maddie? We were talking about
he
this
looks
the other day.
more
He looks
Italian.
more Italian, right? Like,
But
you do look a little Polish.
My
That comes
mom's
from your
from
mom's side, right? Like-
literally from Poland.
Yeah,
She was born
yeah.
and raised there.
Yeah. So that would be why you look more Polish than maybe Italian.
I was
with
going to
Maddie.
explain it, but you interrupted.
Oh, sorry,
Just
Tommy.
like how I interrupted your read at
Go
the
ahead.
end there. My
Explain
bad.
to me.
We're from the northern Italy, from the Alps.
Oh,
So a lot, like very close to Switzerland.
but Italy. I thought you said she was Polish.
Talk about my dad's side.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, buddy. So,
You don't listen to me, do you?
so people close to you would be speaking Italian, German. There's a bunch of different Germans. Like they'd be
no,
speaking
it's-
Italian, but like
the Italian side
at
is
the end
all
of,
Italian.
At the end of, I guess Switzerland, they speak a bunch of different types of
Yeah.
German. I've heard.
And then the other thing, so like blonde Italian, like fair
Yeah, yeah.
skin, obviously, like, and then my mom's just like a Polish blonde lady. Like,
Yeah. Okay,
typical,
so that
yeah.
makes sense then.
So
So you would say Maddie looks more
he
Italian for you,
definitely does. He's got the darker features, but that's on his mom's side.
Yeah.
But yeah, like even my uncles, my grandpa, like more fair skinned. And I used to joke that our family crossed over from Switzerland at some point. My dad's like, you know, that dumb joke you used to make about our family coming from Switzerland? I was like, yeah. He goes, well, when I went over to revisit my family, they actually said that happened a few hundred years ago. And I was like, see, not so dumb now. Hey,
So
Pop.
that now you know.
Yeah, but he was just like reluctantly. He's like, you got one, you dumbass.
So proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Boston Pizza is where you can watch the game with the oil stream. Okay, Tommy. So, well, let's just we're gonna get into the game in just a second. But people texted, people were in the nasty chat. Yeah. How'd that second date go, buddy? What did you end up doing?
Good,
What happened?
really good.
Did you go skating? Did you actually hit the ice outside the rink? Or?
No, that is up for. It's on the docket.
Oh, for like a third date, maybe.
Yeah, it sounds like
Great.
third date's gonna happen.
Good.
With all things considered, went very well.
What do you mean, all things considered? Because you didn't plan for it or anything?
Well, hang on a sec. Did I not plan, or did I have a plan in mind and I just redirected my plan? Because I was thinking skating.
Okay, yeah, that
Okay.
was what you were thinking.
I had not pitched it,
Okay.
right? So it was an open-ended date night.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I had a haircut that day. I forgot I had
You
it.
went and got a haircut from
Chantal.
Chantal. Oh boy.
Was like, go to this place.
So Chantal gave you the advice for the day.
Great recommendation.
Really?
And I said to her, I'm like, I
Like a
think
nice
she would
dinner type of thing, or
It was
Drinks?
supposed to just be like a casual
yeah,
get
yeah.
together, and we ended up eating,
high-end bar stools, or you sitting down in chairs?
sitting down,
Okay, cool.
and it was a nice little place on White Avenue.
Okay.
And I said, hey, how about 8:00 here?
8 o'clock.
She's like, that place is great.
Oh my God, nailed it.
I
Chantal
love that
delivers.
place. Chantal's the best.
Yeah.
And then so we had it was a great day. We had a great conversation. I told her I'm very transparent with these things. I said to her, I'm like, listen, I was thinking we were gonna go skating. She's like, I love skating. I'd love to go skating. And I was like, yeah, we'll do it one day if you want. She's like, I'd like that. And then I went and got my haircut, and Chantal, who's excellent, said,
Change the plan.
you should go here. And I was like, oh, okay. And I recommended it, and she's like, yes, I love this place. So
Wow.
it was good.
Congratulations.
Update
buddy.
on
That's
that.
That's
So-
a great second date.
Thank you.
And
Thank you
things
for
are
asking.
things are rolling. What do you
Sure.
think? Because we were talking about it yesterday. What do you think about me and Tommy and you two, Trev and Eric, all helping you date somebody? We're
That would
we give
scare
you
me.
we give you an earpiece.
Like,
and
what
we're
would
like,
Trev offer in this? You
Well,
and
yeah,
Eric would give me like,
well, we're married men. Like, we're successful married men.
Trev's the server at the restaurant.
Yeah.
He's been the bartender.
Trev's our eyes and ears. Say that
He's-
again, Rick.
Yeah, Trev's the server, so he's serving you, and you because he can.
And then he can give us updates and be like, "Hey, here's where it's at, boys."
Exactly.
And
He
then
wears
you have an
the,
earpiece, so we can get in your ear and be like, "Hey, Tommy, you got
Always Sunny.
you got some gravy on your chin."
I love Always Sunny.
Yeah.
You don't think I can figure it out myself?
No. Do you?
No. No.
I feel like we could
I'm
probably
just
rig
winging
something
it
up.
here.
I think we could probably rig something up.
Yeah.
So.
Mark Lanigan via the Nasty Chat. When is Holloway back? I don't know. I think you're just trolling me. I haven't seen him skating. I don't
Can
know.
you just make up a date?
January 7th.
Interesting. So
don't
you
know.
think he's further along than? All right, okay. Let's get back to the game. Is everybody happy? We got Tommy's second date update there.
It went
it's
very
good to go.
well.
Okay, and now how does the third date occur? Did you guys already pick a date? You're like,
No.
oh, I'll call or text you.
No.
Is there
no.
a chance she ghosts you now?
I hope not. I don't
would
think
suck.
so. And also, I talked about like the Nasty Chat, and I was describing it to her. And she's like, "What the hell is the nasty chat?" And she's not a sports person. She's like, "I know you're a sports broadcaster, but like, tell me about this and how it works."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, like we were talking about."
She didn't say it's just a podcast, did she?
No,
because I would
she's
have got
smarter
up
than
and
that.
walked out.
Rashad said it yesterday to piss me off. He did.
From a guy who just has a podcast.
All he does is podcast.
Unbelievable.
I don't even know if he actually shows up on TSN anymore.
Not if you look at his Twitter account.
Right?
Oh, you're going to get a text.
He's going to be
for sure
so
now.
mad at me
You're going to
tomorrow.
get a text for sure
He's-
now.
he's gonna
Calm down, Shoggy.
Yeah,
Relax.
I'm going to see him in the press box tomorrow night, and he's going to be like, "Hey, man, I know we like to crack jokes on one another, and I'm sorry about the podcast thing. I just say that to get you going, but you know I'm on there like every day on TSN. I am the bureau chief of Edmonton." I'd be like, "Just stop it. Please stop."
Oh,
That's
my
how
goodness.
it is with Shoggy. You know?
Oh, what a beauty.
Yeah.
What a beauty. All right. So, what was the number one now we're going to ask hard questions.
Let's go.
Get into this hockey game.
Let's
here.
go, let's go.
780-218-9999 or hit us up in the nasty chat as well. What was the number one reason the Oilers lost that hockey game last night?
I'm going to say Vasilevsky
Oh,
first.
I knew you would.
Yeah.
Now it's on.
Yeah.
Now it's on.
Okay, can I explain?
Of course you can.
Like, obviously, in the third period, the 3 goals that Stuart Skinner allowed, that was the downfall. But if it's not just 3-2, if they get, like, 1 or 2 more on Vasilevsky and he doesn't make those unbelievable stops that he did throughout the entirety of the game, say it was 4 or 5-2, like it probably would have been against 30 other goalies in the NHL. I don't think we're talking about a third period collapse. You know what I mean? That's my rationale for it. Now, yes, Stuart Skinner let in 2 stinkers. I'm going to give Stamkos credit for the one he batted in. I thought that was brilliant. And that was a direct result, or directly resulted in the loss. But, I mean, they set a franchise record in shots yesterday. It ended up being 57.
Yeah,
The
57,
league
yeah.
changed it. It was 55, like right at game's end. And the off-ice officials, they changed. Even the second period, it was 25-7, they announced, and they had it on the score clock. And then coming into the third period, they had taken away a shot. So they review video and all that. So ended up being 57 shots. If the Oilers had 1 or 2 more goals, I don't know if Tampa has the same bounce back in the third. I think they would have pressed, but I don't know. If they had that extra goal cushion, if the Oilers had that extra goal cushion, I think they win that game. So I think Vasilevsky just stonewalling them for 2 periods, even though the Oilers got 3 and took the lead.
That's the thing. Like, that's why I think the number one reason they lost that game last night was Stuart Skinner's third period.
Well,
because they were in a position to win. Like, Vasilevsky was brilliant, but I don't know if you can get goalied when you score 4 goals.
I know, and that's
You know,
the crazy
what I mean.
thing.
Like,
But that's how much of a masterpiece that goaltending performance was.
well, I know, but they still
they
only
got
had a
4.
930 when it was all said and done.
Yeah.
Like, he played like he had a 990. Like, he was unbelievable. He was unbelievable. You make a fair point that, you know, if you have another one, maybe it doesn't slip
I think
away. and
it's
you're up.
game over if they have
But-
1 or 2 more.
But they
One.
should. They had enough to get it done. If Skinner doesn't lay an egg in
But
the third,
did you feel like the Lightning were out of it, even though the Oilers were up 3-2 in that third? I didn't think so for a second. I'm like, the Lightning.
with the
are
way
gonna
they
push.
played in the second, I thought they were out of it.
No, I
Like-
figured the Lightning would push. And I was like, the Oilers aren't out of the woods here. And obviously they weren't.
Yeah, but
If they had 1 or 2 more
what were
goals
the
in
shots
Vasilevsky.
what were the shots in the third period? Do you remember? Did you go into that?
Well,
last
it was
night? Like,
40. They had 17 shots in the third period.
Tampa did.
Edmonton did.
What did Tampa have?
Shots after 2 were 30. Or, yeah,
I'm
so
gonna
they
bring it
took
up
the one
here.
away. It was 39-14 after 2. It ended up 57-24.
10 shots.
Yeah.
So they had 10 shots in the third period.
And Edmonton had 18.
So I don't even think Tampa pushed in the third. You know, like, they scored in the third period, but Oilers still outshot them basically 2-1 in the third period, right? Like, they were bet. Tampa was better in the third period,
Yeah.
for sure. But it's not like Tampa took over the game and like the Oilers just couldn't stop them. The Oilers still outplayed them in the third period, I thought. So I think the number one. I can't be convinced otherwise. The number one reason they lost that game last night was Skinner's third period. And I liked Skinner's first two periods. I thought he made some really good saves in the first two periods.
He made great saves.
But I think he blew it in the third.
Vasilevsky gave the Lightning hope. Yes, Skinner screwed up in the third period. He owned it. He admitted it. But I think...
And he gave him hope. But if Skinner doesn't crap the bed in the third, Vasilevsky's hope still turns into a loss. You know what I mean? Like, the Oilers are still in the spot to win that
Are we giving... As a consensus, are we giving Stamkos credit for that goal? Are we the third one to tie it? Or are we blaming Skinner?
I'm almost kind of 50-50 on that.
Because goals 4 and 5 were the stinkers.
I think brilliant play by Stamkos could have been played better by Skinner. Don't you think?
I mean, I thought
that
that
come
was
down to a puck tracking thing, and
goal.
You would have been on your post.
Yeah, and I thought too, watching it, I'm like, did he put the rebound in a good place? But how many guys can baseball it in like that?
If one's going up like that, you're not worried about a guy knocking it down.
Right.
But, so, I mean, I didn't – were people ripping that third? Like, I thought it was a savable goal. It was still a great play by Stamkos. Yeah. But, I mean, the other two goals were stinkers. And, as good as Vasilevsky was, and he was brilliant.
It's okay to give the opposition credit for a job well done.
Yeah, but
and not just blame guys on
but not on
the
two most critical goals of the game, which Skinner should have had. Right? Like,
without Vasilevsky,
he owned it.
The Lightning aren't in that position to tie it and then win it. Smitty the Welder always comes after me on the goaltending. Smitty, good afternoon.
What's he saying?
Give your head a shake, Tommy. Skinner was the only reason they lost. If that was Campbell, you would be all over him. Stop it, Smitty the Welder. What else does Smitty the Welder give it to me for? I can't remember. Just enough. Yes, I acknowledge. Again, we're getting back into last night's vitriol.
Well, no, here's the issue that I thought you guys handled. I thought what really pissed people off last night watching is, and I thought this, or I guess what I thought was not fair criticism. Like, if you want to rip Stuart Skinner for the third period last night,
yes,
by all means, rip Stuart Skinner for the third period last night.
Go for it.
But I also saw people using the third period last night as a chance to all of a sudden throw shade at him for the winning streak. I saw people being like, well, has he really played well during the winning streak?
Yes.
I was like, yes. Yes, he has played well during the winning streak. Has the team in front of him played better? Yes, they did. And did the team last night play good in front of him? Yes, they did. He just happened to have one bad period. But throughout the winning streak, man,
934 save percentage.
I mentioned this on the show this morning. Stuart Skinner's save percentage throughout the winning streak, which some people are like, I can't really count the winning streak with him.
How do you not count it?
I know, buddy. I saw it last night in the chat. I'm not saying it. But Stuart Skinner's save percentage during the winning streak was better than Vasilevsky's save percentage last night.
Well, Vasilevsky just improved to 5 and 4.
Yeah.
I know he had.
I don't know. I think all of a sudden,
if
this comes back around to they haven't had a chance to bitch about anything in a long time. So it was even ramped up more so than it probably should have been when it comes to Stuart Skinner. And there's questions to have, and we'll get to a few more of them on Stuart Skinner as we work our way through this bad boy.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think because he had a bad third period last night, it's fair to say, he gets zero credit for the winning streak that they just put together. You know what I mean? Like,
some people were saying Pickard needs to start the rest of the way. I'm like,
not the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I maybe they were just doing it to stir the pot, but I saw a few of those texts in the Nasty Chat post-game last night, and I was like, come on, you guys. Pickard gave you a great game over the weekend or against New Jersey, but he's not a starter. He's a serviceable number 3 who was given honorable mention on our rankings of importance in the offseason going into the season for a reason, and that was that. Anyway.
Portions of the Oil Stream brought to you by One Putt Virtual Golf's Winter League. Sign up is now open. 8 weeks of flexible 18-hole league games. You can play based on your schedule. Starts December 27th. Will end on February 18th. And you can also play your league games when you're just out with your buddies. So you go hit the links with your buddies at One Putt, and your round, you can count it towards your league play. You can sign up for $350, and that will include your 8 hours of golf and your league fees. Or you can pay the league fee, which is just $50, and then pay for your hours at their regular rates. You'll get it at a better rate if you pay for the $350 to get the 8 hours there. For more info, you can visit them www.oneputt.ca/league or follow them on Insta at oneputt.yeg. That's the number 1, the word putt, YEG over there. Very nice facility, TrackMan bays, TVs, beverages, games for kids, a lot of good stuff going on over there. Like, think about this. I'll just throw this out there.
Please do.
And husband or wife, I mean, whichever one golfs.
Maybe both.
The other one needs a little bit of a rest. So what you do is you take the kids, you take them down to One Putt. Even on a family Sunday, you'll get a little bit of a deal on your time there. Or if you want to go play your 18 league holes, you get the kids some snacks. They got the video games there. They can play some of the gaming machines. You go hit your 18 holes, and your husband or wife's at home having a relaxing time. And I'm not just saying this to send a message to my wife to be like, oh, I'll take the kids and go golfing. Like, have some time in love. But I think it's a good idea.
Or do you want Tam to take the kids to One Putt while you can go and sit in the tub with a bath bomb?
I had a tub. Like, we've got a
Really?
soaking tub in our ensuite.
Yeah.
And I went out a couple Friday nights ago, and I think I kind of got pretty dehydrated because my calves were killing me for 2 days. Like, just I could barely walk. Both my calves were just killing me. So I had a nice soak on a Sunday night in our tub. It was great. I had my iPad set up. Tammy lit some candles and put in like some Epsom salts, and then I just slid into that little soaker tub. I had a great time.
I have one in my ensuite, in my new place.
The soaker tub? Do you have jets?
No, I just have
We just have a soaker tub.
Yeah.
We don't have the jets either.
It's very nice. Like, it's got the high, like, what do you call it? Just the walls or whatever, ledges.
Like the edges of the bathtub?
Yeah, and the only thing I've used it for is when I was babysitting Penny, she went to the bathroom and stepped in it, and I had to, like, immediately, I brought her up, and I carried her like this, and I put her in the tub, and she's like, what's going on? You know when dogs get scared?
She just got dog crap everywhere?
She had dog crap all over her leg.
Why didn't you do that in, like, do you have another tub? Like, do you have a second bathroom? Is it
I
just
do,
a shower?
but the second one is just a shower,
Ah,
and it's a
I was gonna say.
glass shower with no
Yeah.
like tub. I think that's part of the reason why I wanted the place. And so all I've used my tub for is to clean Penny's leg that she pooped all over. She was not happy. I was not happy with her.
I hope your new date is watching.
No, she's not. I guarantee you.
Oh,
But
okay.
I have not had a soak, unlike you with.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Epsom
I don't get
salts.
many of them in, but it's nice having a soak every once in a while. Hey,
I'm not
throw
a
on a
soaker.
show, sit back, chill. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Sheldon is in and says Skinner is a good guy, but he's just not an NHL starter.
Whoa.
NHL starters steal games, not just hope they play well enough to win. Tommy, your thoughts?
He's in his second full season, and he is not a finished product. He is an NHL starter. They've developed him, and we're happy that he's become that. Maybe a little bit earlier than they assumed he would. Is he an elite starter? No. Could he get to that at some point? Maybe. I think he's a good NHL starter.
Hellebuck, Saros.
No, but Hellebuck
Shesterkin.
too? When Hellebuck was coming in, his first few years in the league were a little bit shaky. And then that 1 year, everything just clicked and he took off. And he hasn't looked back, and he's been excellent. I'm not saying Skinner is going to become, I don't know how to track a goalie's trajectory, but like Skinner is a serviceable starter in the National Hockey League, and people are like, this guy's never going to win you anything. Well, tandems win. And then I said, look at Aiden Hill last year. He was number 4 on the depth chart for the Golden Knights going into the playoffs. Now he's got a 2-year deal worth $10 million. Nobody's asking any questions about Aiden Hill as a starter.
I still would.
I would too.
I mean, I don't feel over
Because-
we said this morning on our show, we're like, how many goaltenders? And I think serviceable starter is a good way to describe Stuart Skinner right now.
And he's still figuring it out.
Well, and this is I think this is what we all forget is that the Edmonton Oilers did not expect Stuart Skinner to be
No.
put in this spot right now. Man, you know why we know that? It's obvious. They gave Jack Campbell a 5-year deal to be their number one guy.
Yeah.
And that thought process would have been, and would allow us time to bring Skinner along so that when he's 27, 28, he can take over the net full time after Jack Campbell is like 2-3 years into his deal. And, the pendulum swings. And all of a sudden, Campbell's the backup later in his career, and Skinner's the starter.
Right.
However, the Skinner, the Campbell contract and his play, sucking the big one, have completely screwed things. So Skinner gets rushed to be the number one guy in the second half of last season, and now has all the expectations in the world to be the guy who's leading a cup contender between the pipes this year, and that is not on him. That's on the organization for completely blowing it with Jack Campbell. And now having to throw Skinner into somewhere that if he's not ready to be what they need right now, I don't think you can blame him for that. This is an organizational issue. It's not a Stuart Skinner issue if you don't think he's number one, if you don't think he's like a legit number one guy. Tommy says he's a serviceable starter. We went around the leagues. So how many goaltenders in the league do teams have where fans wouldn't somewhat question them when they start a game? Vancouver, nothing against Demko, but no.
Yeah.
I mean, Demko, when he's on, but there's also some inconsistencies in his game.
Correct.
No. Calgary, no. Winnipeg, yes. Connor Hellebuck is a guy.
Correct.
When he's between the pipes, you feel pretty good about it. Toronto, no chance. Montreal, no chance.
Ottawa,
no chance. Anaheim,
John Gibson.
Yeah, but look at Gibson's numbers. Gibson's
burnt
numbers
him
the
out.
last 3 years. They've completely wasted, they've ruined Gibson.
Yes.
No. Cam Talbot, nice year, but you're still not going to go overly confident into playoffs with Cam Talbot.
Correct.
And love Cam Talbot, but his history would say you're not feeling overly confident with that guy.
Not with Phoenix.
San
Copley as the backup.
San Jose has nobody.
Yeah.
I know what people, but they don't. I mean, they're not. Arizona, no. I know Ingram's not but come on. Dallas, I do like Ottinger. I think Ottinger's a guy you don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay, Vasilevsky,
Obviously.
yes. Bobrovsky when he's on, but even he's
he had a bad year last year. Spencer
So-
Knight was their go-to in the playoffs, and then Bobrovsky decided to
take
play,
over.
and he was amazing.
So the answer there is no. Carolina, hell no.
Yeah.
Philadelphia, no. The Rangers, yes. The Islanders with Sorokin, I do think he's an absolute stud.
Absolutely.
So they got him. UC Saros in Nashville.
Yes.
Boston had two guys that they kind of go.
Allmark and
but,
Swayman.
I think they're happy with their spot, but it's not like a number one guy. They got two really good guys.
Right. They're talking about, do you move on from Allmark at some point?
like
that discussion has
Buffalo,
happened.
no.
Buffalo, no.
Pittsburgh, love Tristan Jarry, but
No.
no. Who are we missing? Who have we missed? Oh, Chicago, no.
No.
Detroit, no. Yeah, I'd still say Detroit, no.
Columbus, no.
Columbus, no. There's 7 goalies, 8 goalies maybe in the league that are super steady elite number ones.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. The teams that won the cup the last 2 years didn't even have one of those guys.
Avalanche,
so
no.
you can win the Stanley
Vegas,
Cup
no.
without those guys.
Yeah.
Right?
St. Louis, Binnington, no.
Of all the goalies we just rattled off, the only one that's won it is Vasilevsky.
Yeah.
Even these other great goaltenders
Washington,
haven't
no.
won it. So, yeah, Washington, no. So there's we have to stop thinking, they gotta upgrade Skinner. It's impossible. I'm sorry,
Well,
it's impossible. You're not gonna upgrade Stuart Skinner.
It's
Can you get a
incredibly
guy
hard.
that's maybe on par with Stuart Skinner? Yeah.
Yeah.
You might be able to do that. But you're not upgrading Stuart Skinner because 22 teams in the league have a guy like Skinner, and that's it. And these other teams aren't going to trade any of the goalies that were Sorokin, Ottinger, Vasilevsky. No, none of it. It's ridiculous. Stuart Skinner's your guy. They've put themselves in this corner. Skinner seems composed to the level where he can handle being the number one guy. I had some people today saying he looked fatigued.
That was asked of Chris Knobloch, and Knobloch.
Why would he look fatigued here? He's played 5 games in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
How's that going to fatigue you?
I don't think he is.
No, I don't think so either.
Knobloch doesn't think so. He didn't think so last night, and he's pretty honest about it. He was asked that very question.
So I kind of got fired up there, but
No, that was good. I really like that.
There's no other
Thank you.
options here, everybody. You can get somebody who might be on the par with Skinner, maybe, but you're not getting anything better. That's just not happening. And don't come in with these horrible suggestions from other teams that suck, because those guys aren't necessarily moving the needle either.
He's in his second full NHL season, and he's already been an All-Star and a Calder finalist, which are feathers in his cap. You might, and listen, I will also acknowledge that the All-Star nod was as a replacement for Logan Thompson, There's no.
Yeah.
Like, no. Do you, if you have Logan Thompson as your number one, do you feel confident going into the Stanley Cup playoffs?
Not necessarily. No. Not necessarily. Like,
it's just, yeah. Anyway, it's very hard to get a bona fide number one, and I'm using air quotes for those that are listening.
D. White says, I like your guest who said short-term contracts at $5 to $6 million total for your goalies and spend the money on D-man. That was Mike Johnson today. And he said, when you look at all these other goalies around the league, like the NHL has a goaltending problem. It's that simple. We always talk about like, oh, CFL's got a quarterback problem. The NHL has a goaltending problem. There are not enough elite goalies being developed. 100%. That's it. Like, who was the last elite goaltending prospect that's come out of, like, let's just say Canada?
Carter
that
Hart.
has changed. Yeah, Carter Hart. That was years ago, and he hasn't become what we thought he'd become. Like, it's just not happening anymore. So the NHL has a goaltending problem. Save percentages continue to drop year over year over year.
What was it this year of the starters with, a decent amount of games? Only like 8 to 10 had a save percentage over 900. Everyone was in and around 890. And we're talking about some all-stars here, so that was a stat from a couple of weeks ago, or a week ago, I think it was.
780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. We will get to that. Guys, Skinner has the worst goals saved above average in the league among starters. And this is from Sheldon. He says, and I'm not putting this on Skinner. It's on Holland for putting this in this position. So, but when we say, okay, so he's got the worst, and some people would view it like this because this is how some people just view the analytical side of it. When he has the worst goals saved above average in the league among starters, is that basically saying he's the worst starter in the National Hockey League? Is that what some people are thinking? Like, he just went through a stretch where he had a .935 save percentage for 8 games, or for seven of 8, I guess.
That first 5 weeks probably just destroyed his goals. What is it? Expected goals saved above average. And is he making timely saves? Last night, no. But in general, in this last stretch, yes. That's the important thing.
Coach Mike texts in and says, what's a realistic expectation for Olivier Rodrigue in 2 to 3 years? Could Skinner and Rodrigue be a tandem for the Oilers?
Them being a tandem, I think, is a possibility. What Olivier Rodrigue becomes, I don't know. And I honestly, ask yourself, and I'm going to put it out there right now, until Rodrigue got off to the start he and Pickard did in the AHL, did you even think twice about Olivier Rodrigue and his potential future as an Oiler? I would say that 90% of those watching or listening would say no.
I did,
if they're being honest.
And I don't want this to come across as being a huge jerk, but I didn't then, and I still don't now.
Yeah.
Like, if he ends up becoming an NHL goalie, that's just a major bonus. I'm not expecting it at all.
Then that would be the Oilers drafting a guy, developing, being patient, and ending up with a serviceable backup. Or maybe a guy that, if he keeps pushing himself, could help a Stuart Skinner, who will likely still be your number one in a couple of years.
All right, should we talk about something outside of the goaltender?
No,
I think maybe we started this conversation like 40 minutes ago. Yeah. Lots of talk about the goaltender, so hopefully we've met your expectations.
I hope so.
For the talking on the goalie.
A lot of anger out there.
As always, Oil Stream brought to you in part by Popeyes. We are sitting here in the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studio. 5 flavors of wings now available. We're talking signature hot, honey garlic, honey barbecue, garlic parm, and ghost pepper. $9.99 for 6 wings. DoorDash, skip the dishes, Uber Eats if you can't make it to one of the locations to pick up these delicious wings. I think since we last spoke, I think Wednesday I actually hit up Popeyes on the way home. I got just a regular chicken sandwich.
Oh, it's a staple.
Good. The bun is so soft. The sauce is delicious.
It's a healthy.
I don't know how they do the chicken.
It's a healthy portion of chicken too.
Yeah, all I got was the sandwich.
Yeah,
I didn't even go sides. I just got sandwich. That was it.
Yeah,
and I was pretty happy with it. Very happy with it.
That's more than a snack.
The sandwich?
Yeah. Because you can get
I
just
think
like
it's
a sandwich.
Somewhere between
it's like a snack kind of.
It's more than a snack. It's not necessarily a meal if you're really hungry.
It's a go-between.
It's right in between there. It's a real nice lunch item menu. Yeah. You're not sitting down for a full meal at lunch usually. Right? You don't have a full meal at lunch, right?
Not really. Not often.
No, I didn't think so.
It's a good go-between. Very good sandwich. Tasty. It's always there for you.
All right. Fourth line,
Yep.
better than the McLeod line, correct?
Yes.
Last night?
Correct.
Not even close.
Like
Those guys were drawing penalties. They were around it.
And Ryan are buzzing lately.
Yeah.
They're buzzing, and they work their asses off. They're not the biggest guys. They're not, you can trust them. And I've noticed that at times, not overly often, but enough that, Hamlin gets thrown out there. There's been times later in games he's taken some face-offs. If there's an offensive zone face-off, whereas in coaching staffs in the past would take off their fourth line and get the first or second line out there. Like last night, there was an icing, and instead of throwing Draisaitl or McDavid's line out there for an offensive zone faceoff, Knobloch just left Hamlin's line out there, and they did just fine. They created some chances. They got some zone time. They're doing good. They're
doing good for what we expected them.
Fourth line, and yeah, they hold their own for not being big and physical. Bless you.
Ooh, excuse me, buddy.
Or anything like that. I'm liking what they're doing. Yes, more effective than what we saw from McLeod and what we saw from Kane and Brown. Kane's nicked up.
Okay, what? But do we have any idea?
I don't know what it
is.
He plays a physical game. I don't know.
Or?
He's not taken the last couple morning skates and practices. I don't know if he's on the ice. The Oilers hit the ice at noon today. I haven't checked Twitter to see if he's on there today.
Some stuff passed along, I would think.
But something's hampering him, right? Brown through 21 games now, 1 point. I thought he had some good moments yesterday. He's contributing on the PK. If you want to look at the positives, yes, there's more negatives to Brown right now. Cannot deny that. Absolutely. Is he worth the $4 million that they gave him so far? No, but
he's not worth half of that right now.
Correct. Now, where that could change is if he, wakes up, his game starts to come around, and then he has a good run later in the season. Then that noise gets quieted. But as of right now, all of it's valid. But if you are looking at the way he's playing the last few games, he's hit the post a bunch of times. He had that goal disallowed. I thought yesterday he was good on the PK. I thought yesterday he created a bit. But overall, Kane and Brown as a tandem on the wing haven't been that great lately. Foegele and Janmark were buzzing with Draisaitl yesterday. I thought Foegele and Janmark were great. And McLeod's game is MIA right now.
As it has been for a good chunk of the year.
Yeah.
I think you have to get Kane and Brown apart. You need Kane to produce. You don't need Brown to produce. You would like him to produce, but I think what they've got to do is put Kane back with Draisaitl and throw Janmark on the right side, and then just put Brown down with Foegele and McLeod and just tell those guys, go work your ass off, and something will bounce in for you.
You could do that. Sure.
I don't that's. I'm trying to think out of the so top line untouchable.
Yeah,
they're not doing anything to that line right now. It's insane.
It's like they're on the power play 5-on-5.
They're brilliant.
Yeah.
The fourth line is a very good fourth line for you right now.
Yeah.
Don't touch it. It's those middle two lines where you're like, hey, you got to get something out of them at some point here. Mm-hmm. So what would be the best line that you can put together out of those six guys? And I think right now it's Kane, Draisaitl, and Janmark, and then you go McLeod, Brown, and Foegele. Would you rather have Foegele up there instead of Matthias Janmark?
I look at Foegele and Janmark as interchangeable. Even though Janmark's playing really well right now.
They play different styles, though, right?
A little bit.
Janmark's a better puck transporter.
It's controlled.
A little bit more of a playmaker.
Whereas Foegele goes in and it's in quick bursts, right?
Yeah, and I think Foegele and Kane, I don't think
mesh.
you need those guys on that same line, I think I'd rather see... Did we not see Janmark and Kane together recently during this win streak for a game or two?
Did he get a look with McDavid and Kane when Kane was on McDavid's line? Was there a game where Janmark got that promotion, let's call it?
I can't remember. I don't remember that. I thought I remember... Hyman missed a game.
Yeah.
It was Hyman who missed a game, and Janmark got bumped up to play with McDavid and Nuge.
Oh, okay.
That's what it would have been.
Okay.
But I think you get Brown away from Draisaitl, and you put Draisaitl with Kane and Matthias Janmark, and then you go Brown, McLeod, and Foegele. And if those guys are being outplayed by Hamlin, Gagne and Derek Ryan, then that's not the end of the world. Just play that fourth line a little bit more. And if they are being outplayed by that line, it should probably be a wake-up call to all three of those guys that, hey, we got to get things together. Like Fogel has had a nice season from an effort perspective.
But it's not resulting
What was he, like
in points.
-9 or something too, isn't he?
Yeah,
like,
he is.
McLeod doesn't piss a drop offensively, and Brown has literally done nothing. So that's like, it's like you put three misfits together and hope that it works out.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you can keep Brown on a line with Draisaitl. We need Draisaitl's line to be effective offensively.
They were buzzing yesterday, though. That's for sure. I'm just looking at Fogel's game log here from yesterday's game notes. So this does not include the game yesterday. He had a goal and an assist against Carolina. That line, his line had a good night. And McLeod had that stretch of games where he actually started putting up some offense. But lately, the last few, it's just been like, it ain't happening. So outside of that 2-point night that Fogel had, 1, 2, 3, 4. He had 7 of his last 8 going into last night held pointless.
Yeah.
And he didn't get anything last night. So 8 of his last 9, he has not put up a point. And what's his total right now?
Is it a horrible idea to put 3 non-producers together though?
I think so. What do you expect?
But I mean,
although
worse,
they did
making a Draisaitl line ineffective because he's got nobody to finish on it. You know, like I think you get Brown away from Draisaitl, and you roll with Kane. Whatever's banging him up, as long as he's beside Draisaitl, he's got that one-shot scoring ability that none of these other guys have. Not even a sniff of it. You got to have him with Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah. Fogel, 10 points. -8 going into last night.
I'm in on the inbox right now. It's 780-218-9999. You see this text from the Bumba guy?
What did he say?
He's like designed. Check this out. For
I'm looking at it.
For 6 o'clocker lager on tap.
Oh,
He's designed like a couple of the handles or whatever.
yeah.
The one with the conch right on the end of it looks
That's
sick.
good, but that's
The other one's good
you'd
too.
have to
with,
explain that to people.
Yeah, the other one looks really nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
That'd be cool to just get those made just to have around here. Even
Well
if they
done,
didn't have,
La
like,
Bamba
hopping
guy.
on tap. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
If we had a keg here with a spout,
you mean when we get a keg
when
here in
we
a
get
spout.
a keg here, how long would a keg last here? With us?
Quite a bit. Kegs last for a long time. Man.
I know,
Like, it's
but
not
you
like
want
we're
to
sitting here
keep the
doing
beer
keg
like
stands on it.
fresh generally, and then knowing us.
We had one time. Well, what we could do is we do have the big fridge in the kitchen. That
Are we allowed
right
to?
now? Well, it says it's a shared fridge.
I know, nobody
But all
else
that's
uses
in there right now, I think I have like my jar of strawberry jam for when I have toast sometimes between shows. That's it.
Gross.
That's like all that's in there right now. So we could take out all the trays and stuff and put a keg in there and then drill a hole in the front and put one of these taps on it. And that would be legendary. And everybody else in the building can have it too. Hey, it's a community beer
You
thing.
think the psychiatrist wants it?
If she wants it, she can have it. She can
Okay.
have a beverage. I
Help
mean,
yourself.
why not? That's what I
about
would
the
if I was a
dudes from the
psychiatrist.
property management downstairs.
Oh, they would definitely. Eric's invited them up on the 20th. He gave him a 6 o'clocker lager and told him to come up on the
Hell
20th
yeah.
draft day, right? So,
Yeah.
hey, did you guys determine where you guys are picking on the hangout today?
No.
What?
JT's. We're gonna see Jay right away here, but
Man, that guy.
I think we got off track. We were talking today's hangout with
Was it
Grummy.
all over the place?
It was fun. But
Yeah,
we
yeah.
like killed 45 minutes talking about furniture, Costco, taking things back, lifetime warranties.
Really? Well, I heard the lifetime warranty thing. I was here.
I heard you like yelling from over here.
No, I yelled at something you said. Yeah.
Oh, the socks.
No. I loved. I thought the
socks.
best thing was when you said, "Why would they doubt my fashion? Look at me." And I was just like, "Oh my God, Tommy Gazzola, unbelievable!"
over the
From the
top.
top rope. Sheldon says apparently a tapped keg lasts around 1 to 2 months. So Kirk says buy a little kegerator. It'd be about $550.
That's what I was going to say. I have buddies that had bought kegerators and they don't use them or their wives get mad at them. So I think there might be one
What's a
available.
kegerator?
It's like a fridge for the keg and it has the
Oh,
tap
so
on
just a
top.
little like a little bar fridge just meant for the keg.
Yeah.
I think we could pull that off, and it keeps cool.
Of
I guess
course.
you plug it in and it would keep it cool.
Of course. My buddies, a couple of them bought them and they're like, this is great. It'll go in the garage and everything will be awesome. And apparently like half a year in, their wives were like, "Get that crap out of here. We don't need that. You don't need to drink beer. You're 43 years old."
Tuna Melt is in. It says, guys, a keg has 124 16-ounce pints in it. So we'd have 124 pints.
Gone in a week.
We're kind of too busy to sit down here.
I know.
I remember when I worked after first year university, I went back and worked on a farm for 4 months. And about a month and a half into that summer, we went to a wedding, and the wedding had like a keg left over that was like 2/3 full. And like, well, what are we going to do with this? So the guy whose farm I was working on, he's like, I'll take it. So we put it in one of his like side barns in a fridge, and we drank this keg for the next 2.5 months.
Did the beer stay?
Just him and I.
Was the beer good? Or did it?
It got worse like in August. Like in August, I was like, man, this doesn't have a lot of like oomph to it left. But we'd be working outside on a farm all day, and by the time we got back like around 3:30 or 4, we would have drank anything. So we were taking down this keg all summer, just the two of us. It was awesome.
That's cool.
Great setup.
Yeah. I mean, we can kind of do whatever we want here, so we can.
Yeah, I mean,
if you got a kegerator that you're getting rid of,
if we want to make that work, we can.
Or any of my buddies, if your wives really detest that thing and you're trying to get rid of it.
If you have a place, and if you have a place where you're calling the shots on what's on tap, go to EdmontonSportsTalk.com and just go down to like the submit message section and let us know, because we're starting to line up where it's going to be on tap.
That's so cool.
So that's pretty neat as well along the way. Anything else from that game last night? Here, let's do this. Would you start Pickard tomorrow?
Against Florida, I like the idea of a redemption bounce back game for Stuart Skinner.
What's the sked like after this game?
They go to New York for 3, the New York area for 3, and they have their first back-to-back. So he's probably going to Pickard's
going to play in the
back.
back-to-back then. So then are you starting him in 2 of 3? You know, like if you were to play him against Florida.
I think by the sounds of like listening to Knobloch,
something smells delicious. Are you smelling this right now?
Yeah, it smells good.
Maddie, what's that smell?
Did you bring in food?
We had food dropped off for us.
What is it? What is it? Oh, thanks, man.
Penner's Pancakes.
That's
Penner's Pancakes
Beautiful.
in the flesh.
Look at all that A&W. My goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
Holy smokes.
Would you guys like some onion rings?
Yeah.
Burgers?
Yeah.
God.
Fries?
Yeah. Forget next game.
Wow.
We're having A&W.
Well, this is
Penner's
brilliant.
Pancakes.
Well, that's real nice.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, man. What a nice little drop. I knew
I don't know.
Something.
I just think with the way it's going, I think Stuart Skinner is going to get the start tomorrow. And I'm okay with
I would
that.
think they'd probably bounce back to him.
Yeah.
It would also go to show that they're not worried about fatigue at all.
Right.
Because you're not going to start the guy again and make it, 5 of 6 on the homestand if you are legitimately worried about the fatigue, which I don't think was a factor because they just had 5 days off like less than 2 weeks ago. So, Sobkirk says EST glass mugs incoming.
Oh.
Something we are talking about.
Okay, yeah, that's because the
What?
Hive can do that, right?
Yeah, I think they can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we'd
a
like to
great
get
idea.
like some pint glasses.
Yes.
Like a mug.
That'd be awesome.
With the logo on it, which would be pretty sweet, I believe. All right, well, that's going to do it for Oil Stream
This
today.
felt like a very good Friday on EST. It was all
Did you?
over the map.
Yeah,
I don't know.
well,
I've got a good
it's
vibe
tis
off
the
of it.
season, right? Like,
Yeah.
we've got a little we got a meeting this afternoon, then we got a little Christmas gathering
Yep.
with you Trev, who had a day off, but he's meeting up with us. We're going to be at the mall today.
Yes.
Which
hi
might
if
be
you see us.
crazy on a Friday for us to go to mall for our Christmas gathering, but it's not like we're going shopping. We're
No.
not going skating on the rink. We're going to be at Bourbon Street tonight, so that'll be fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think it should be a pretty good time.
I'm very excited
Yeah,
about this.
it should be a lot of fun. So that'll be nice. Thank you very much for your texts and support this week on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Can I say thank you very much for ripping me last night on the post-game
Well,
show?
have you changed your opinion on
No.
being a huge Skinner lover?
Him and I get along very well, just like how
So
Jack
that's why you're
Campbell
so
and I
nice
get
to him.
along very
That's
well.
why you're so nice to him. Because
It
he's a
doesn't
nice guy.
blind my opinion of him.
Or does it?
No, it doesn't. Do I expect more from him in a third period where they're trying to hold a 1-goal lead? Yes. Yes, I do.
Well, I would hope so.
Absolutely. Yes.
After last night, I would hope that probably.
Where's Smitty the welder? He probably knows my answer before I even say it. I'm just kidding, Smitty the welder. He's up in my grill.
Great little rivalry between goalie,
I want nothing to
goalie
do
loving
with it.
Tommy and Smitty the welder. All right, everybody, enjoy your weekend. Tommy, tomorrow, hello hockey.
Yeah, 10 o'clock.
And then pre and post.
Yes, it's gonna
Tomorrow as
a rare 8 o'clock home game on a Saturday for the Oilers this year. Hasn't happened.
That is weird.
I think they had one so far against Vancouver.
Local sports talk on the weekend. What a concept. Right here at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. For Tommy Gazzola, I am Dustin Nielson. Thank you very much for joining us. I will be back on Monday morning with the Nielson Show at 6 o'clock. Tell your friends about the Oil Stream. Huge shout out to CoolBet. CoolBet is now putting up parlays with just people from the Nasty Chat on the Lock Shop.
What
It's
the
just
hell's
random,
going
so
on?
we're getting exclusives just for listeners.
Is
now.
that Patty Gregoire? Is he?
P. Greggy and Jake.
P. Greggy and
Jakey, they're just getting it done over there.
And people, nasties are jumping on it.
Nasties, no, like they're making the bets up now. Like if you go to coolbet.com right now and click on exclusives, you will see. So we've got the Lock Shop Partner Parlay. We've got two of them up there, me and Huss and Jake. And then there's the Nasty Chat Parlay available at Coolbet right now, which is Alex Killorn over 1.5 shots on goal and Claude Giroux over 2.5 shots on goal at plus 200. And in honor of the Nasty Chat, I'm going to sprinkle this bad boy right now before we wrap up. So if you were to bet, let's just say let's $15 pays $45. So I'm gonna ride with the Nasty Chat parlay today.
Right or
The
die,
NCP.
baby. You
The
guys,
NCP.
too good.
Huge
too
shout
good.
out to Popeyes, Boston Pizza, One Putt Virtual Golf, Cool Bet for supporting the Oil Stream. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Ciao, ciao.